I'm so excited to launch my brand new book, Astrology Realized, Your Journey to Understanding Astrology. Buy it now on Amazon.com. Hello, fabulous Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of June 2013. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. Well, for the last year, you've had Jupiter going through the segment of the sky for you that has to do with joy. Really, it has to do with fulfillment, joy, self-actualization, and creation. And for all Aquarians out there, this has been a very important time, actually, because when I think about your sign and how important it is to self-actualize, how important it is for you to understand what your truth is and to live it, even if it's very quietly, however the case may be, there's a very strong desire for you to move up Maslow's hierarchy, to move towards self-actualization. And so you've understood this much more deeply over the course of the last year. It isn't over yet. This month is really sort of a pinnacle of the lessons that have been taking place for you over the last 12 months, where you start to understand just what that means to experience joy and what it means to experience fulfillment. And I think that most Aquarians out there are going to find the answer lies in balance, in a sort of balance. And the balance has to do with understanding that there is a joy in responsibility. Now, that's not always a word that's associated so strongly with Aquarius, but I find that that's because in the modern definition of the sign, the modern ruler of the sign being Uranus, people don't normally associate that energy with responsibility, but your traditional ruler is Saturn. And so there is an understanding that genius comes forward most when there is some structure. I'm mentioning all of this because all of these lessons are going to be really, really important. And if you try to fight that responsibility part of joy, then you're going to find things get confusing, things get tense, they might even get a little bit erratic. They might even get a little bit frustrating, in all honesty, and they don't have to. They really don't have to, because it is in responsibility that you're going to find the greatest joy comes forward. The greatest blessings come forward as well. And the greatest sense of fulfillment moving your life forward comes as well. Now, different Aquarians, as I said, are going to experience this trend a little bit differently. So for some Aquarians, it is going to revolve around, and this energy is going to revolve around understanding that there's a labor of love, a project that really deserves their time and their cultivation and their energy, and experiencing a bit of a boost where it comes to this project, enough so that they dedicate themselves to it a little bit more deeply and find a sense of structure with it so that they can continue to make progress and continue to reinforce it. It does look like there is some change, alteration that needs to happen with this, even if you've been working on it for a really long time. A distinction is formed, a distinction needs to be made, and with that distinction comes a tremendous amount of progress, and in some cases it's going to be really fast progress, and you should notice that in the first part of the month. But for others, there's another application to this energy, I must admit, and it has to do with children. And so if you are somebody who has hoped to get pregnant, if you are somebody who has been reaching out to different medical professionals, you should meet the right person at this time, or you should receive some good news, or at the very least, find a pathway, a reliable pathway towards your dream and your goal of having a children. And if you have children already, you're going to find methods of raising them, of interacting with them, that create a lot more stability and allow you to be the type of parent that is able to parent in a way that is responsible, with an eye to the bigger picture and an eye to the future. That's really the trend that you're carrying for much of this month. Once we get you towards the end of the month, it does look like your energy is turning inward, and you are just asked to be silent. You're asked to be still and get honest about your motives. Next month, there's going to be a lot more activity that is outward. And next month is a really, really important month for you because, and I'll be here to talk about it, but next month you have the first of two back-to-back 28 days and a half apart full moons in your sign. It's very rare to have two full moons back to back in the same sign, and this year At this time, it is in your sign. And so this is the time you want to use very, very well to position yourself well for all the changes and the fulfillment that is coming up ahead. This month asks you to consider what really brings you joy, to take it seriously, but also to approach it with a sense of balance and responsibility. That's much of the month. But then once we get you to the end of the month, it becomes much more about you being still, being at peace with yourself, allowing closures to take place, even if they're just closures in terms of responsibility, but also stark self-honesty. That's really key. Stark self-honesty. You do that this month, and next month starts an amazing cycle of reaping tremendous awards, the type that you have only dreamed of. It starts now. It starts in your preparation and your approach today. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great month. Be fabulous and enjoy.